guys, Crystal Guardian back for another video. Don't know why I'm wearing a suit, but I mean we're here now. So today, so as some of you might be aware, MCU has been a bit downhill recently. I haven't really talked about it actually on this video. I'll just give my thought. I mean, I prefer DC over MCU, but I mean there are definitely a lot of movies in the MCU that I enjoy. But I think we can pretty much all agree that since ever since Phase 4 began, we've gotten pretty poor MCU movies and TV shows. I think pretty much ever since Disney acquired Marvel. Well, ever since like Disney put Marvel onto their streaming platform, it's not really been the same. So, today I basically thought of giving probably just kind of like a few things that I think have sort of been the main reason that have made the MCU pretty poor, and talk about what I think they could do to overall make it like a better universe, or at least try to improve before they conclude this phase. And if they're going to keep going down this hill, then that's their fault, not any of us. But I'm going to basically talk about a few things that I think could overall improve the MCU. Now, first one I think is one that I think we can all agree with, and I'll say this is pretty small. I mean, to me, it's still a pretty large problem, but I feel like it's probably the least significant problem. I think it's really mainly just because the humor. Yeah, I think I feel like the MCU humor has gotten. I mean, to be honest, I feel like even in phases 1 to 3, there was definitely some spots where the humor was pretty poor, but I feel like especially in phase 4, the humor has just gotten so much worse. I mean, there are still some great moments in phase 4. I'm not gonna lie, but I think the issue is that there's so many moments in Marvel where there's literally something like dark and dramatic happening, and then they like undercut it with like a shit joke or whatever. So yeah, that's the main thing, and I'll just say I don't mind having it in the Ant-Man movies. I feel like Ant-Man is really the only one where I don't really have an issue with it being jokey, because even the first one, to be honest, is a pretty small scale movie. But the humor did, even though I don't mind humor in an Ant-Man movie, I do think that the humor did get in the way of the introduction of Kang. Is that how it's pronounced? Into the MCU with Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. I mean, which unfortunately is currently the lowest received MCU movie so far. So not really a great opening to Phase 5. But yeah, that's number one thing. Stop putting so much humor in it. I mean, you can definitely pick some moments to put humor in, but overall, don't put in humor that undercuts like dark and serious things. It's actually the humor why Thor: Love and Thunder is one of my least favorite MCU movies. So that's one of my number 2. It's not and I don't want to have. I'm not saying this for controversy. I'm saying this because it's generally an issue, and I'm not the first one to say this. Now, the MCU, I'll say that you do not need to. You can make your female characters strong and interesting without having to derail the males or whatever. Especially in She-Hulk, which I mean, I've only really seen like 3 episodes of She-Hulk. Funny enough, I got to probably the most iconic scene, but we're not really talking about She-Hulk. Yeah, that's really another issue I had with Thor: Love and Thunder. They basically sort of made Thor look like an idiot, literally just an excuse to like prop up Lady Thor, who's not even going to be in the MCU anymore because spoiler alert, she died. Sorry if you didn't go in with spoilers, whatever. And I mean, even in She-Hulk, I've only seen like 3 episodes, and it already feels like that the men are made really made to be unlikable simply just to make She-Hulk likable, even though they've done. I wouldn't say they've done anything to make me like her. And especially in Captain Marvel, I feel like that's like one of the most heavy-handed. Not as heavy-handed as She-Hulk, but even Captain Marvel, I feel like was a bit heavy-handed because I mean like let's compare it to like DC. This is not MCU versus DC controversy or whatever. I'm just saying this as an example. Like in Wonder Woman, they did not need to. We sort of already got the message of like female empowerment without them needing to remind us about that being the message over and over again. I mean, Captain Marvel literally felt like it was just hammering us up with that in the head with controversy all the time. Not all the time, but yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing, Marvel. You don't need to degrade your male characters to make your female characters great. You can make your female characters great and strong without tearing down your other characters or whatever. And I think really the main issue I've had, and I think the overall thing, I think everyone can agree on. Can you please stop pushing so much content in like 1 year? Oh my days! Like I honestly I haven't really been able to watch. I haven't really watched much of the other phases or whatever, but I've not been bothered to watch anything in Phase 4. Barely anything in Phase 4 or 5. Well, I mean, I've watched some of the movies, but I've not been bothered to watch any of the TV shows. I mean, I watched What If and Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the first season of Loki, but that's pretty much it. I've not been able to watch anything else. And I think the fact that they're pushing so much content in is pretty much the main thing that I think has sort of degraded a lot of the movies in Marvel, because I feel like it's one of those things where they're finally going for quantity over quality, to where they're not even caring if it's actually good or not. They just want to push as much content in to please everyone, even though I feel like it sort of just derails the fact that it was kind of like sort of like a yearly event where once or twice every year you go see an MCU movie, and the fact that I feel like for so many people, the fact that it was like just once every year go see an MCU movie, it just felt magical for people. Well, but now it just feels like something that you'd more likely just put on in the background while you do something else, whatever. But you can't just ignore it, because otherwise you're not going to know what's going on in the world. And it's also the fact that it's quantity over quality. But I'm sorry, but CGI has honestly looked pretty poor. I mean, especially in Black Widow. I mean, that whole scene where her sister's like, she's got the part. This was fun, and the CGI and the green screen just looks absolute horrific. What? But yeah, that is pretty much the main things I'd probably say about MCU, which are sort of the issue. I mean, honestly, I've really only really liked. I mean, to be honest, I haven't really mind much of the MCU movies or whatever in the most recent phases or whatever. I mean, really, I can really only name 3 movies that I thought were great. One movie, or I mean, okay, 3 movies that were great in Phase 4. I forgot about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 and Phase 5, but Yeah. Oh, as a collective, since Phase 3, there have been 4 great movies, being Spider-Man: No Way Home, Eternals, Shang-Chi: Legend of the Ten Rings, and yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Those are the only 4 movies that have been actually great. The other one would be and then as for TV shows, the only great one of the TV shows I'd probably say would be What If. That was generally pretty good. The only special I've liked. I mean, there haven't really been many specials, but the only special that I've actually watched and liked and thought was actually really good was Werewolf by Night, which I thought was a really great throwback to like the old horror movies like Werewolf, the Wolfman, Dracula. Was amazing. Anyway, so yeah, that's all just my thought. I mean, if you want to put your thoughts on MCU and how it's been like down in the comments down below, feel free to do so. Yeah, but yeah, I feel like MCU has gone downhill. I think it's probably just because of Disney. Because I feel like ever since MCU went on to Disney Plus, they've just been kind of like pushing so much content down our throats that it just not only does it ruin the feeling of it being like a special event to go see an MCU movie. It also just means that they basically don't really they're basically rushing everything just to make us satisfied, even though it's not making us satisfied. It's actually derailing the quality of the MCU actually. And it doesn't even feel like they have like, I mean, they do have a plan, but it doesn't really feel like they have like a central leader to like take us to destination. Like if you've watched the MCU, Iron Man was pretty much like the anchor to that. He had his first movie. He was the first one who had an MCU movie, and he was and since then he's pretty much been the leader of the I mean, you could argue between him and Captain America, but I'd probably say Iron Man has been the main leader of the Avengers since that first Avengers movie. And I feel like now that he's gone, and so Captain America, who's sort of like a counterpart who helps with his like development or whatever. I feel like with those two gone, we've no longer got like someone to take us to the final destination of these next few phases, which I'm believing is going to be Avengers: Secret Wars. But I don't know. I don't really know what exactly is going to be like. I don't know how they're going to do all this, and even I mean now that they've kind of like got rid of like a lot of people who've loved their content for ages. I don't really know how they're going to like bring it back or whatever. So. Yeah, but yeah, those are my thoughts. If you want to put your thoughts on the MCU down below, do feel free to do so. And please try and give more comments in the comments down below, because I haven't really got many off. I've only really got one in like a week. And also if you please watch my lore video on the Crystal Guardian cult, aka you. If you want to see episode 2, Content for Conquest. I'll be talking about my plans for my lore videos in a short at some point. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe to my channel, smash that like button, not like that. Like this video. Oh yeah, I've already told you to do that. No. Tell all your friends and family about the Crystal Guardian. Yeah, there's a little laugh for you. Clip that. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye.